You just set your bag down on the subway, you get off of York Mills Station, walk up the driveway, you hit a couple putts, hear your name called on the intercom, and you walk down to the first tee, and you're in for a treat. You're excited to go. You're in the middle of the city.
The first hole at Don Valley is a short downhill par 4 that immediately forces the golfer to make a decision off the tee. It's a good first hole because it's a birdie opportunity for anyone, but it allows the longer hitters to take a swing at the green if they want to. And then to get to the second tee, you have to walk directly underneath the highway, which is such a cool way to start your day.
Three is your first par 5 of the day, and it's probably one of the toughest drives on the course. In your second shot, you're faced with water all down the left-hand side. And usually by the time I even get up to the green, I'm not even thinking about the golf anymore. I'm just looking around, taking it all in, and just I'm in amazement that this is in the middle of Toronto.
The fifth at Don Valley is a .170 par 3. It's a fairly straightforward hole, other than the front left-hand side bunker, which seems to be a bit of a magnet for players off the tee box.
And how do you feel about the last par 5 on the front 9?
The thing about 8 is that you can lay up shy of the river and only have about 220 in on your second shot, so I just don't see the point in trying to carry it 290 off the tee over the river.
And then you head back underneath the 401, and 9's a pretty cool hole.
Yeah, 9 is such an awesome risk-reward par 4. You can imagine being 13 or 14 and growing up and slowly gaining a little bit of distance, and all of a sudden this hole becomes one that you can actually legitimately take on off the tee, and it's like, this is where you build nerves.
And as you head to the back 9, how about that tee shot on 10?
10's about a 300-yard par 4, and to get anywhere up by the green, you absolutely have to snap hook the ball off the tee, so I don't think too many guys with the modern ball are going for the screen today.
Yeah, and then 11, it asks you to hit a fade around the corner, or you can just bomb it straight over the bunkers, but it's a great mix-up after just having to hit a draw on number 10.
12 is a great par 5, with a hazard starting about 200 yards into the green, going all the way up to the putting surface. Its green is incredibly wide but shallow, and I might be a little bit generous when I say this, but the greens typically run about 9. The 12th hole is actually a green that you can putt off because of this back to front slope. And 12's followed by a gem of a par 3, downhill, wedge, maybe an 9-iron. The ball seems to take forever to land. Take a moment, pause, as this really is Don Valley's version of Amen Corner up here.
Most golfers need to use the periscope on the 14th, as there's a massive ridge that splits the hole in half, and if you lay up short of the ridge, you use the periscope to get a view of the green for your second shot. And then when you finish 14, you walk up those stairs, and how good is 15?
15 is just such a smart golf hole. I love it. I love that hole so much. It's one of those holes that just absolutely falls off the earth on the right-hand side of the green. So whether the pin is front, middle, back, if it is on the right, birdie is really hard to come by because of the amount of risk that you have to take on off the tee. It's almost an auto bogey if you miss on the right-hand side. Howard Watson definitely shows off a flash of Stanley Thompson on the 17th. It's a 300-yard uphill par 4. Some will go for it, some will hit a 6 or 7 iron, then have a flip wedge up to the green, It's got some great mounding and a fantastic complex that reminds me quite a bit of St. Thomas and Cataraqui, which we'll see later on in the series.
Fair to say the risk on 18 is a little bit higher than the other short fours?
Definitely. 18 is similar to 9 in the sense that it's a drivable par 4 over the Don River. It's certainly more narrow. If you need to make a birdie, bring out the big stick. Otherwise, it's another 6 or 7 iron layup and put the short game to work.
Don Valley was my escape from the city life. It was one of those courses that I actually looked forward to showing up as a single and meeting my playing partners on the first tee. It just felt like that's how the course should be played. And if you happen to shoot a good score, hey, even better.
Yeah, now to your point about shooting a good score, you can go low at Don Valley. I remember even par winning junior club C's at 13. It really is a great breeding ground for tournament players, and it makes perfect sense. The golf course teaches you the importance of visualization, seeing the shape, the height of your shot, and committing before you cross that line. It teaches your mind to get comfortable with making birdies, and for all of these reasons, I'm so grateful I got a chance to play there growing up.